know shit.
I don't know.
I don't know shit.
Call it. Go ask Preacher Man.
I don't know shit.
He says he knows.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Go ask Mr. Politician.
I don't know shit.
He says he knows. But me?
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Today's Revolutionary is on marijuana, weed, cannabis, the sticky icky, herb, flower, bonk. You know what I mean? I just moved to LA to shop the Jeebus movie, in which I smoke a lot of jublets, and my Gulfport era had a lot of weed. It was a blast. I've always loved weed. I dealt it before I ever smoked it. So I have a lot of opinions on it. Hopefully you think they're valid or want to start the discussion. And if you have any thoughts, make some comments and let's discuss it. Because right now, America seems to be on the precipice of legalizing weed, which I think is a good thing. It's currently a Schedule I drug, like heroin or cocaine, which is insane. And a lot of people are in prison, which is insane. But is it perfect with no flaws and you can smoke it all the time? No, I think weed should be put somewhere between a medicine, a natural medicine with side effects, and alcohol. That's how we should consider weed in society. At its best, it's medicine. It can heal pain, chronic pain. It can increase eating if you have cancer. If you're going through anxiety or psychological turbulence, for some people, it can be very healthy and healing. But it also does have side effects. So for someone like me who has asthma, I can't smoke too much of it or I'm going to end up with emphysema. So, it's not perfectly clean, but it can be healing, just like a medicine that kind of has side effects. Now, would you take medicine if you didn't need it? No, unless you want to get fucked up, which is like alcohol. So we allow alcohol, which is legal, and it fucks you up, and it's a poison. So we allow poison. You're allowed to just drink rat poison. And it's actually common, way more common. People do it in bars every day. Some people drink every single day. And that's not to judge that too, because a little bit of red wine or then it could be used medicinally or to calm the nerves. Or in post-2020 America, if you ain't doing something, you're in the streets in the muck. So, we all need a little something here and there to numb the nerves, you know what I mean? So I don't judge anything, and whatever you got to do, sanity's the ref. But at its best, in Taoism or Buddhism or meditative practices, they don't allow intoxicants. And there's a reason for that, because if you feel enlightened because you're on a drug, it's kind of like cheating. You're not really enlightened. So to truly be enlightened, you have to be sober and on no intoxicants. This is the math and science of enlightenment. Apparently Buddha said it or something. But so for me, I'm actually quitting weed now after my Gulfport era, where I smoked the most weed I ever have, other than the year after high school. And I've mixed feelings about it, because getting stoned is great, but also it hurts my lungs with asthma, and I'm going through a phase where I just want clarity, purity, and badness. So I've kind of felt like I've outgrown it for a bit. Special occasions, I'll still smoke it. Every once in a while, if my head hurts from my past TBI issues, I might smoke it, but it's going to be rarer. And I wanted to pass that along to you while you're considering your own tolerance and use of weed, right? And to politicians, can you make it legal already? I mean, it's insane. In LA, you walk in like a convenience store and you buy it like you're buying a Gatorade. And in some states, you need a medical license and there's bureaucracy. And then in some, they'll still throw you in prison for it. So it's a scattered system. The national government needs to step in, legalize it, take everyone who's in prison for just distributing or smoking and possessing marijuana, get them out of prison. They don't deserve to be in prison. I myself don't deserve to be in prison for my past, and I wouldn't expect them to. And on that side of things, the business side of cannabis and weed, weed's done a lot of good things for me. I first found it at age 17. I walked into a party after a breakup, and someone said, yo, I got a packed bowl. I said, get me one. And they go, Cole, you don't smoke. I go, I do now. And they said, we're pouring a shot. I said, get me one. They said, you don't drink. I said, I do now. And so I tried weed and alcohol for the first time on the same night. And then it ended up snuggling Big Spoon with my buddy. And I'm not gay at all. So I don't know what that's about, but it can fuck you up. I was fucked up. I woke up, I was like, yo, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know, man. I was fucked up. It was hysterical. Great night, had a blast. And from there, I dabbled in it for years, through college, like most people do. And, but my start with weed was actually much earlier, and it started a year before that. The first purchase I ever made of weed was a quarter pound at a McDonald's in West Philadelphia in a yellow Ford Focus hatchback with my buddy KC and a buddy from the pet store I was working at. Pulled up, I handed him $400. He disappeared for an hour. Kevin got nervous, said, you can't trust this guy. I said, you can trust this guy. I worked with him at the pet store. And then he came back with a quarter pound of marijuana. Shitty, dirt, gerb, West Philly marijuana. But no one in school had started smoking yet. They had just started learning, what is this weed thing? And right at that moment is when I bought a quarter pound. Next thing you know, all the white kids from the suburbs are calling me for $50 eighths. So I'm selling an eighth for $50 that I bought a quarter pound of, which has, 8 eighths in an ounce, 4 ounces in a quarter pound, 32 eighths for $50 that I bought for $400. So I was making 4 times my money. I was turning $400 into $1,600. And over time, it started happening once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Next thing you know, I'm going down the hood buying quaps regularly, and I'm funding my college. I'm just watching my college fund build up. And for a year, that's how my relation to weed. It was a hustle. It wasn't to smoke. And then at a low point or a weird kind of strange night, I tried it and I was like, oh, this is why it moves. This is great. I mean, it's just, I had the laughiest night of my life. And I think for some people, everybody should just try it once, because I think some of you ultra conservative, very buttoned up, type A, in the box, maybe some of you angry fuckers, one joint might switch your mentality a lot. So there's a lot of good in it. There's a lot of bad. It paid for my college tuition at Georgetown. It paid for the early days of Revel Media. I probably made about 300 to 500 grand in my life from weed. Not kingpin status, but a decent chunk. And it funded the art. And there's no way of tracing it. And it was so long ago, statute of limitations, you can't get me. And now it's becoming legal. So you called me a criminal. I was a visionary. And instead of letting Fortune 500 companies make all the money, let some new bucks make the money on it. Make the disenfranchised urban community, the black community that has historically been put in prison for marijuana. Let them get the fruits of the new cannabis industry, because they were historically and systematically oppressed from weed. It can be a rebalancing tool. It can be a economic tool. It's going to pay taxes. It's going to chill people out. People eat too many Cheetos on weed. They don't go beat their wives like they do on alcohol. Just, to broadly generalize. If alcohol can be in our society as a poison that can actually kill you and you can overdose, weed absolutely should be legal. I think there's some benefits, there's some negatives, but it's something to be debated. What do you think about weed?
I don't know shit. Right now 76, thinking. I don't know shit. Yeah, I don't know shit.